Hey guys, it's Alexander here. Before I start the review, I'm just gonna leave a little note. Sorry about the inconsistent uploading schedule. Just been very busy lately and just been very weird. I'll try to be a bit more consistent about that. And yeah, so sorry about that. And one other thing, just anybody was curious. All the series I've been working reviewing so far, I have completed. I read them all the way up to completion and own them all actually. But I'll also be doing reviews on things I haven't quite finished yet. So when I get to those, I'll specify, and if I'm my knowledge on that is lacking, I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna give pretty much my thoughts and talk about what I've read so far and what I think so far, and if I'm going to continue it or not, which I most likely will be. But I just thought I'd put that out there. Now, what I'm reviewing today is one of my favorites that came out in recent years, Shokugeki no Soma, also known as Food Wars. And it's a really interesting series that I feel like a lot of people either love or some people just don't know what to feel about it, or some people just downright hate it. And well, before that, what it's about? Well, Food Wars takes place in this revolves around the main character right there on the front. His name is Yukihara Soma, and he's the son. Works at a restaurant with his father, and they're a pretty small but well-known restaurant in their little local market area. And one day, Soma's father decides to do a tour around America and pretty much leave Soma alone by himself. But before that, he enrolls Soma in a prestigious cooking school in Japan, where the uh, percentage of people that graduate is very low, and pretty much about his time there and learning how to better himself as a cook. And it's pretty much pretty much the main gist of the whole story. There's a lot more to it than that, but I think this is actually a really fun series. It's got a very distinct art style that it's a very hard style to, at least for me, to like talk about, because while it is a little generic, well, I don't know if generic's the right word. It's very, it's very accessible, I should say. It still has, if you read through more of the series, it has like this very distinct like edge to it, which I say it's very. I'm not quite sure how to put it, but it's a very unique art style. At least that I think so. And one thing that I really like about the series is that, whereas you can see where it says who the story is by and the art is by, underneath that you'll see contributor Yuki Murasaki. Because the thing about this series is that the food in it is actually based off real dishes that you can actually make at home. And Yuki Murasaki was their food consultant. And in the manga, in between some of the chapters, they'll give out breakdowns of each dish and how you can make them yourself at home, which I think is pretty dang cool. Let's see. So what this series essentially boils down to, at least what I got out of it, is this great adventure of food that Yukihara is all about. His character is very devoted to like learning the ins and outs of foods, and not just like how great it can be, but how different it all can be. Not just from just tasting gourmet food, but different foods and how it could from bad to good, all the ranges of flavors that are out there, and that's pretty much like his whole goal is discover it all. And it does a pretty good job of illustrating all that. With very explosive results, as some people, is that what turns it off, is everybody knows, at least those that know of it, with the whole foodgasm thing, which can turn some people off. I, as kind of a man of culture, am not turned off by it at all. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, I think it does a great job of getting across its great love of cooking and food. A bit different than how straight love of food like Toriko is. This is more about like love of cooking and the adventure of cooking in its own way. And let's see, it's a very unique. Well, it essentially is a cooking novel, but also functions a bit as like a battle manga too. The way, because the school has a system set up in order for students that have disagreements with one another to have cook-offs, and essentially that way these turn into like cook-off slash battles. And the way this is all set up is a bit like a battle manga, but of course with cooking. And so that makes it very unique way of storytelling. And for those reasons, I really just enjoyed so much of it. Oh yeah, and forgot to mention. Let's see. It also runs about. The series is pretty long. It ran. It went from 2012 to just recently. I know the anime just wrapped up about a year ago, or so, like less than that maybe. I haven't finished actually the whole of the anime. I've only finished the manga, which went volume 1 through 36. And let's see. Yeah. So in all, those are the parts I really love about it. But not saying it's like perfect. The first like I'd say maybe about, let's see, maybe 8-9 volumes are really great, just good old fun. Just but after that, once I introduce a certain character, I don't want to give away any too much, spoilers or anything. But it just seems to like pick up the pace a bit too much. It starts like things start escalating a little too fast, and then like pretty much like they start off at a certain speed and then they just take off from there at a certain point and just start leaving people behind, and it feels like certain characters are not given the just desserts that they were desperately needed, and it was too focused on trying to like escalate issues. It didn't go out. It had just like I said, bad pacing problem near like the middle of it. But all in all, I think, I think it ended pretty decently. And let's see. If I had any final thoughts on this, I think it's definitely worth the read. It's not for everybody because it does have a lot of fan service. But I think it's definitely worth checking out for uniqueness in its way of battling. And well, I guess that's all I have to say on this one. Check it out if you really want to. It's my name is sorry. It's Alex Andy signing out. Bye.